Yeah, I would have to rethink that then because like there's some really good looking Avengers.
So you're gonna bang Tony Stark?
I just said
He's gonna ask you to put a mask of himself on you when he's banging you.
That's kind of ideal actually, because I wouldn't mind banging Iron Man.
No, he's gonna put a mask of himself on you.
Oh God, a Tony Stark mask, like not an Iron Man mask.
Banging himself, yeah.
Is he?
No, not an Iron. No, it's not
Is he in an Iron Man suit?
I don't know. Do you want him to be?
No, you'd kill me.
Yeah, I was gonna say, he's gonna crush you.
Dear God.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is why I'm saying I'd have.
It's Iron Man from the waist up.
I don't know how to console that fact with my brain functionings. That's kind of like how Khal Drogo is fish from the waist down.
Oh God.
I said too many words in that sentence.
Joe, stick to Marvel.
Has nothing to do with any of this.
Oh God.
Yeah, so I got this. Hey everyone, this is Joe from Thunk Tank Podcast, and welcome today to our episode all about the upcoming Avengers film, Avengers Endgame, of course, the sequel to Avengers Infinity War. In this episode, we try to not so much predict what's going to happen in the final movie. Of course, we do that too. We also just have some speculative fun talking about the Avengers in general and superpowers and all that good fun stuff. So I have Tommy here in the studio with me today.
Hello.
And we will be diving deep. So, yeah, give a listen, share a beer with us, and share your thoughts in the comments below on what you think might come of Avengers Endgame. Any thoughts, predictions, theories, questions, we'd love to hear them. Or you can tweet us at ThunkTankers. And, of course, check us out on our Patreon, which is linked below, for extra content, as well as our main website, thunktankpodcast.com. That's Thunktank with a U, of course. Other than that, thanks for joining us, and hope to see you in the tank.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Attention humans, this is a Thunk Tank. Please insert this podcast directly into your nearest orifice for viewing pleasure.
Okay, you ready? Oh, shit.
Welcome to the Thunk Tank. Welcome to the Thunk Tank.
Oh yeah, yeah. There you go.
Welcome. Come into our Thunk Tank.
Luke, don't switch to the other peanuts.
Welcome to the Thunk Tank. Come in the tank. We're thinking, and we're drinking,
and we're thunked.
Oh my God! I'm probably more beer than man if we go far enough back at this point.
And cue Avengers music that we can't include because of copyright infringement purposes.
Avengers.
And welcome to our episode on Thunk Tank Podcast, all about the Avengers. We have here in studio today, Tommy.
Welcome, welcome.
Tommy is our resident youth expert. He comes on when we have modern, relevant, cultural questions, topics that we really need the younger vision and version of society's perspective on. So we're very excited to have him here today with us to talk about the Avengers. Johnny might phone in at a certain point, Johnny Genie. And Luke is, I don't know, he's on vacation somewhere. So if this is your first time joining us, this is a bit of an unorthodox episode. But I think out of all of our regular podcasters who could talk about superhero movies, you and I are probably the best. Johnny's probably really good too.
Johnny's probably really good.
Johnny's actually definitely way better than both of us.
Yeah, Johnny probably be the best.
So we'll try to get him to phone in. I don't know how to do that, but
he messaged me.
We'll see
just
what we can
finished
do.
seeing Captain Marvel, so he probably
he did?
fresh off that. Yeah.
So he would be the perfect person to bring in. That's literally the Marvel movie between Avengers Infinity War and Endgame.
Yeah, it's the bridge there.
Like, I think Captain Marvel came out, I think, earlier this year, right?
Captain Marvel came out like last week.
Yeah.
Like 2 weeks ago.
It just happened.
Just dropped.
It's so weird how these movies almost overlap.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird how one comes out and then a few weeks later.
So just to FYI, there's going to be a lot of spoilers in this episode.
Oh, yeah, spoilers abound. So if you're not caught up on the Marvel movies, the Avenger movies, I don't know, go fuck yourself. Like, at this point, it's been years. Like, the first Avengers movie was 5 years ago.
If you haven't seen them, pause this episode, go do yourself a favor. Watch them all, even, just don't go to work. Just watch them all.
I like Tommy's version better
Which
than my advice, which was go fuck yourself.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, I don't really mean that. I love you
there's
all.
some wisdom in there, though.
Unless you're Nazis, then I'm not so sure.
Yeah, or if you like Heineken.
Well, I mean, come on, Tom. What's the difference, really?
That's a callback.
Oh,
So
God.
anyways,
Yeah, so welcome to the Thunk Tank. And yeah, we like to discuss important topics like getting into the Avengers movies.
well, it's very important, and I think it affects a lot of people's lives today.
Well, especially, and this is the point that you should turn off if you're not caught up in the Avengers movie.
Yeah.
You were snapped in the last movie, and you no longer exist.
Correct.
Right? So what's that about? How did you feel about the? Because this is all taken from the comics too.
I think so. There might be a comic on it. I'll be honest, I didn't read it. I don't want to.
Well, I can tell you for a fact, I have a friend who is a big Marvel Comics guy.
Okay.
And I talked to him a lot about this movie, Avengers Infinity War, which, again, that was the most recent Avengers movie before Endgame, which is coming out in a few weeks. So Infinity War came out last year, I think.
Yeah,
right?
it was about a year ago. Maybe
Yeah.
last summer. Maybe before.
Right. Whatever.
Last spring.
So I talked a lot about this with my friend who has read the comics, and he had a lot to say about it in terms of what they did, what they got right, what they didn't get right. Of course, any adaptation from print to movie is going to be different.
Oh, yeah.
As it should be. But I feel like comics in particular, they're such different mediums in terms of artistic expression.
Yeah, but I guess it might depend on the director, because there's a few movies out there that are really good comic book adaptations. Like, one does come to mind, like Watchmen. I really
That's
enjoyed
true.
that one.
Well, I don't know. I mean, it depends on what you mean by good comic book adaptation, right? Like,
Yeah.
what do you mean by good? Do you mean it's just a good movie? Do you mean that it's what happens in the comics just
I think
played out
it
on
did-
screen? Is it
I
condensed
think it
well?
did the comic book the best justice it could, considering it's such a different format. Because it's hard to capture
very
a
different
comic
format.
book style.
So many people ragged on Watchmen,
action.
and I thought they did a pretty good job with it. Did
That's
you
what I
read
mean.
Watchmen?
I did, yeah.
Yeah, I thought they did it was fine. It was a
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah.
They got some of the key
It could have
scenes
been
down.
a lot worse.
Well, they changed a lot, but whatever. It's a movie. It's not the comic book. If you want the comic book, read the comic book.
Yeah.
And I think that's sort of the leeway, the creative freedom you have, right? Where if you're just going to copy the comic book exactly, again, read the comic book. It's
Yeah.
already there for you,
Yeah.
right? So, yeah, obviously Marvel movies in particular, they're appealing to such a wider audience too, right? Marvel Comics, the original Marvel Comics, is a very small readership in terms of population of people.
Do you know anything about their beginnings?
What, Marvel,
In general?
like Stan Lee? Like,
I don't know, yeah.
I do like that Stan Lee's name sounds like Stanley.
R.I.P.
Too soon.
Is it?
When did he die?
That was recent, I
I
think.
think it was last year, right?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, brilliant dude, certainly in any context. If you think about, I mean, he was writing comics.
Before it was cool.
Yeah, before it was very cool, which it is now, right? So yeah, he's a great guy.
He's a great guy. So, all right. So, to tie back to a point you were talking about earlier, you were talking about how well all the newer Marvel movies interconnect. And
Yeah.
We just watched AntMan the other day. And
I haven't seen Ant-Man, I got to be honest.
so, a little spoiler.
I could not care less if you
All right,
spoil
that's fine,
Ant-Man.
'cause
Because
I-
I didn't see
I
it on the
kinda
premise
skipped
that
through
I've
it.
seen enough Marvel movies. If we're up to Ant-Man,
I skipped through it, and there's a lot of theories about Ant-Man, the new movie, but basically at the end, I think it's the after credit scene. He's shrunk down, and he's like with his two buddies, and like they're supposed to make him grow up to a regular sized person again because he's Ant-Man.
so he's a real boy like Pinocchio.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Ant Nokio.
Aunt Nokio. So Aunt Nokio's tiny, and he's trying to radio his buddies, and they're not answering.
Yeah, because he's got
freaking
tiny
out.
radio waves.
Tiny radio waves.
Yeah, it's a problem.
And then the camera pans out, and it turns out the two buddies were snapped in Thanos.
Oh, shit, really?
Yeah, and that's just how the movie ends.
Wait,
Yep.
which movie was this?
Ant-Man.
So they snapped before, like, wait, what? They got snapped before Infinity War?
I don't know, when did it come out?
Ant-Man? I think a couple years ago.
Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Oh, that was
the
the
newer one?
new one.
Whatever
I think
the
was
newer
last
one
year,
was.
yeah.
Yeah, that one.
Oh, so that might have been right around the same
I
time.
think it came out maybe right after, maybe a month or so after.
It might have been right after, yeah.
I think.
Yeah, because I don't know what's going on with Ant-Man. I believe, I mean, according to the trailers, he's absolutely in Avengers Endgame. But
Well, there's some terrible theories how he's going to help.
I know I can't. First of all,
Some very convoluted theories and some very just disturbing.
First of all, I gotta say for the record, I love superhero stuff in general. In theory, I love comics. I'm not a very avid comic book reader, but I read them growing up.
I appreciate it.
There's still a few comics like I'll read from time to time. Yeah, graphic novels. I love all that stuff, and superhero movies too. But I have my limit. I mean, when AntMan came out, I was just like, can't do it.
What's your top 3 superhero movies?
That's an excellent question.
Doesn't have to be in order if it's difficult.
I could tell you I would say absolutely probably my favorite superhero movie.
I got a couple in mind.
Probably what I think is the best superhero movie would probably be Logan.
Logan was really good.
Did we see Logan together?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, Logan was fucked up.
That was cool. Yeah.
Logan was
It was
so
everything
dark.
you wanted a Wolverine movie to be.
It was finally so a fun fact about Logan. If you haven't seen Logan, go see it. Because I'm not even going to spoil it because it's that good.
It is, yeah. That's one
But
movie.
the reason why is because Hugh Jackman said that he wasn't sure if he was going to do another Wolverine movie because he did like 3
He's
spin-offs.
been doing
maybe?
it for years now.
Well, I mean, he did. I think 3 separate. There was Wolverine Origins, and then one where he was killing samurai or something. And
Yeah, it was all over the world.
yeah, he did a bunch of them, and then
It's Canadian one.
yeah, it's Canadian. Well, he is Canadian, but so Logan is then finally fast forward, kind of like after the X-Men. It's really dark, and
is.
he said in an interview that when he decided to do it, do you know how he decided to do it?
What?
He was having lunch with Jerry Seinfeld,
Really?
and he was because they're friends. Because Jerry Seinfeld, I would presume, is like, oh my god, Wolverine wants to hang out with me, and Wolverine is like, oh my god, Jerry Seinfeld wants to hang out with me. So it sort of makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Because otherwise, you think, how do these two totally random dudes from different worlds? How would they even think to get together and have lunch? And it's because they're both awesome in their respective worlds, right?
Yeah,
So-
I gotta say, I never even thought about the two of them in the same room before.
I want to
It's
see
never
that
crossed my
show.
mind. Yeah,
I want to see that movie.
comedians in
Yeah.
cars getting coffee.
Oh, that'd be good. Great show that Jerry Seinfeld does. If you haven't seen it, check it out. And he said that he asked Jerry about how did he know when he was done with Seinfeld. And basically his answer was, well, when you're done, you'll know that you're done. And he said, yeah, that makes sense. And then so he decided to do one more, but he told the studio that he would only do it if they did it his way. And that's why there's probably, I don't know, like 100 F-bombs in the movie.
Yeah, it's very mature. I really liked it.
It's the only, it's a Marvel movie,
It's
right?
a Marvel movie. It's probably their only rated R Marvel movie. I think it's rated R.
Well, it's also the only movie where they drop F-bombs.
Yeah. And it's very violent. It's very
It's very
gory.
violent. It's
I love
very
it.
dark. But it's fantastic. It's amazing.
Patrick Stewart,
Yeah. He's just unleashed.
brilliant performance.
Did I tell you I saw him on Broadway?
No.
Patrick Stewart. I saw him and Ian McKellen
Really? What and what?
in Waiting for Godot. It was awesome.
Oh my god!
I was
would love to
wasted.
see the two of
No,
them.
I
would be.
I felt wasted. it like so weird to see those two just bantering.
Yeah.
Oh
going
my
back
god.
and forth.
Epic. Because you can't decide who you're watching. Am I watching Professor X? Am I watching Gandalf? Am I, am
Watching Picard.
Yeah, I'm watching Picard. Am I watching Magneto? Like, what's going on? Like, who is who right now? Who am I? It really makes you question your sanity. But, anyways, what were we talking about? What's your favorite superhero movie?
Oh, my favorite superhero movie. Did you answer the question?
Vaguely.
Well, I don't know if it's my favorite, but I really, really like the last two movies in the Dark Knight trilogy.
Oh, I only ever saw the first one.
Batman Begins.
No, wait, the second one.
Dark Knight Joker.
The one that was the best one, clearly.
That was really good. That one, yeah, that one might take the.
Why would you see the third one after
Third
the
one
Joker?
was really good. Third one was really.
Was that
good.
with Bane?
Yeah, and it was way better than the first one, Batman Begins.
Yeah, the first one kinda
Scarecrow
sucked.
was just very forgettable, but the third one really good. If you haven't seen it, you
Yeah.
really should watch it. The second one though is tremendous. It's
The
amazing.
second one is
It's
like
really good.
I think that's one of the best movies of the 20th century so far.
Yeah, because there's a lot of like politics.
It's
in
so
it,
good.
but like not. Yeah, I don't know.
But it's just the Joker is so good.
Madness. Yeah, I love
It's
it.
so good.
Two-Face, Yeah,
It's
classic.
so good.
classic.
It's so classic.
I watched that movie so many times. But
Yeah.
that's definitely up there in my favorite superhero movies for sure.
Yeah, and I like that I said that it's one of the best movies of the 20th century because we just lost any and all film people.
I'm pretty sure it came out in the 21st century.
Whatever, I don't care. I'm just saying I don't mind insulting people who think they know stuff about film. Have you ever met like film students, like film majors?
No.
They're the worst
Wow.
people on earth.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're terrible people. Oh, they're so gross.
Why?
They're grimy, and they think they know everything.
Yeah.
They'll be like, "What's your favorite movie?" And you'll say,
No, say, what's your favorite?
You'll say, "I don't know. I
film?"
guess. I don't know. What's a great movie? Shawshank Redemption." And they're like, "Yeah, if you don't, feel like watching The Godfather again, because that's the only great movie." And it's like, go kill yourself. What are you talking about? I've had this conversation with film majors
Yeah.
where I'm just like, come on, man. What are you talking about? What?
Getting a job and watching movies. What's
That's
the
not a
end
job.
game there? Well, I guess like a film critic, sure.
Speaking of Endgame, wait, you didn't say what your favorite movie was?
I kind of did.
Oh, you did? I wasn't
The
listening.
Dark Knights. It's kind of hard to decide.
Oh, yeah,
between
that
those
makes
two.
sense.
I really like them both. I love
Yeah.
Heath Ledger's performance. It was
Fantastic.
really good.
Tremendous.
It was really good.
I want to get Trump's opinion on Heath Ledger's performance.
That would be interesting.
I kind of want Trump's opinion on more and more things.
I think we should get him on the podcast.
I'm going to put out some feelers.
Yeah.
See what I can do. Because that could work.
Let's get our follower base to help push this movement.
I got some tweets today.
Let's do it.
In fact, I told them that I would include their answers on the podcast. So,
Oh, yeah. Well, answers on what?
well, we'll get to that later. But
Oh, okay.
because I want to talk about the Avengers, because that's anybody who presumably clicked on this is
It's
what
not
they're
what we've been
expecting.
talking about for the last 14
I don't
15
care.
minutes.
If you're a returning listener, you know what to expect.
Surprise, surprise.
If you're not and you've stuck around this long, welcome.
Welcome.
You're definitely not enjoying your Heineken, or maybe you are. I don't know.
Buckle up, Buttercup.
Yeah, the Heineken is an old joke that Luke made. You know the Heineken story.
Yeah, no,
He insulted all Heineken drinkers
I
incidentally.
don't think that was beta. I think that was regular.
No, it was
episodes.
beta, and then we kept repeating it.
Yeah,
We kept
okay.
making fun of Heineken drinkers. Not that there's anything
I
wrong
like
with that.
Heineken. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, not that there's anything
it gives
wrong
me a
with it.
wicked hangover.
Yeah, it's just urine and embalming fluid, carbonated together, whatever. That's if that's your thing. That's your thing. That's fine.
All right, so Avengers.
Yeah, so I think they're terrific,
The terrific Avengers.
fantastic. So I never finished my story about about my friend who read the comics.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that sounds like it.
Yeah, it sounds like minute
Content,
5
yeah.
coming back to. So he finished. He read all the comics, and so he said, yeah, they did some things well, but it was all obviously his sort of critiques pointed to the fact that they could have done so much more. At the same time, that's a difficult question. How much do you balance, right, with the fact that you basically have 2.5 hours?
Yeah.
Right? And even stuff that probably they did want to include was filmed, but it gets cut, Like I don't know how long the movie actually was, but I assume it was 2.5 hours.
It was 2.5 hours.
was,
Keep
yeah.
talking.
So a lot of those types of movies, they'll be scripted to be a little bit longer because they know they'll cut certain bits, and those bits
I think
sometimes.
most TV shows do that too.
Well, I mean, I've seen this. So if you think about something like extended versions of movies in general, right? That's not even everything they filmed. That's just the stuff that they decided to include that, they would.
2 hours
they
and
would
40 minutes.
40 minutes. So that's pretty long. So in an extended version, for example, I don't always agree with the scenes that they include in certain movies. Like Lord of the Rings is a great example, the extended versions.
That's a day and a half there.
But some of what they include,
beautiful.
I think, how could you cut this from the movie?
Yeah.
How could you possibly cut this from
Most
the
of
movie?
the extended edition is pretty.
But then there's other scenes where I think, yeah, this was meant to be on the cutting room floor.
Yeah.
This scene is not done well.
Well, how many hours are all three together extended?
It's all the hours.
It's all the hours.
Yeah, all of
It's
them.
an insane amount.
All of them. Well, I think they're all over 3 hours, probably.
At least.
Probably.
I think like the first half of each movie is like 3 hours.
Well, yeah, I think like
It's
Fellowship of the
insane.
Ring is 3 hours.
It's like the first half of the movie is like a movie in itself.
yeah,
And
pretty
then-
much.
Yeah.
Well, that's like The Hobbit. The Hobbit should have been 2 movies, but that was what's his name? I can't say his name. Del Toro.
Oh.
His because he was originally supposed to. I don't know if he was writing it, but he was supposed to direct it too, The Hobbit, and I don't know, for whatever reasons that fell through, and they brought in Peter Jackson to massacre it, which he did very well, and his vision supposedly was to, I think, have a 2-part movie, and no, 2 movies rather. And the first part would be everything leading up to Bilbo getting to Gollum and the ring or whatever, and then the second movie would be everything after that, I think, which makes way more sense.
Yeah,
as opposed to that trilogy, which was just
it's a cash grab.
ugh.
I gotta say, the only Hobbit that I believe in, it was the cartoon one. What was that from the 70s?
Speaking of one of the best movies ever,
Oh my god, amazing!
that was gold, baby.
Oh my
Gold.
god, I don't know the name of it. Just search Hobbit.
It's called The Hobbit. It was 1977.
and you'll find it that
Or some
way.
shit like that.
Do yourself a favor and just.
That's a fantastic movie.
It's amazing.
That's way better than somebody apparently made a cut of the Hobbit trilogy, the new one, and made it down into one like 2.5-hour movie.
Yeah.
And they said it's actually not bad,
You know, I've seen a few people do that with
and it's probably
movies.
not bad.
Like, they've done that with a few trilogies before. Somebody did it with the Star Wars movies. They cut them all down, I think.
Like the new ones.
Yeah, or like the old, like the prequels, I think.
Yeah, the
they shrunk
prequels,
them all
yeah.
down to one movie.
That's probably for the best.
Like, very tastefully well done, I think.
Yeah, it's probably for the best, or just cut them out entirely.
Or cut them out entirely.
Yeah. So, anyways, Avengers.
Avengers.
Now that we're back on the rails here.
Side rail.
So I think the Avengers. I really enjoyed the first one. I thought the first one.
Yeah, I watched
Was a
the
great
first
start.
one like recently. I think I watched Infinity War first.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's interesting. The first one's weird because I think it was both written and directed by Joss Whedon, and he's like a totally very specific style of humor and directing. But you know, it was fine. I may or may not have fallen asleep watching Age of Ultron,
I forgot that was even one.
but you saw it, right?
No.
We're
I did not see
We're
Ultron.
terrible at this. We should not be doing an episode on the Avengers. I did see Avengers. I've seen most of these movies in my
many are
defense.
there?
I saw Captain America: Civil War, which is an
I like
Avengers
that one.
movie.
I did see that
That is an Avengers movie,
Yeah.
more or less,
Yeah.
right? So I thought
Oh, yeah, I did. Yeah, that was a good one.
that one was really good. That was kind of cool. And then Avengers Infinity War. I would say, so here's my take on Avengers Infinity War. What I really liked about it was that I was very worried going into that. I mean, very worried. Like, you know, other than
Not losing, you were losing sleep.
yeah, other
Not
than like
eating, I got
making, you know, rent and, you know, like my car not dying on me on my way to work. Other than that, I was very worried losing sleep about them making Thanos out to be a kind of stereotypical caricatured cartoon-ish type villain.
Yeah.
Which I felt like in the cameos, because he appears throughout the Marvel movies in various
Right,
cameos.
like Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, and like in the or like the end scene credits or whatever.
Yeah.
Right? And in pretty much all of those that I can remember, he's depicted as just kind of, yes, I am Thanos, Lord of Chaos.
Very one note. Yeah.
Very one note. And I was thinking the whole time, oh God, this is going to be the culmination of all this shit. And it's going to wind up just being awful and culminating in this final trilogy or whatever of the Avengers fighting this Thanos dude. Having said that, that's what I thought going into Avengers Infinity War. And I was totally, I don't know if blown away is the right word, but I was totally thrown off by how they portrayed him as, and I thought they did a great job showing him as thinking that he's the good guy.
Yeah, I like that approach they did. They
And
made the
him
villain more
knowing, and him
empathetic.
realizing that I understand that people think I'm a bad guy, but I know I'm actually a good guy. Even though obviously there may be flaws to his
I really
his
like
logic,
they
but-
gave him like a rationalization of
Yeah.
what his cause was.
Well, it's so
Broke
much
it
more
down. They
interesting.
gave him more of a human view of it.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, well, okay, like I kind of see where he's coming from, but
Yeah.
like still, I
Yeah.
don't know. I really like that. It's a little bit outside of the box and different from what they've usually done in the past in Marvel movies.
Yeah, definitely. So I was glad to see that, and I thought they did a pretty good job with that. Having said that, I do have serious questions about the plausibility of the snap.
The snap?
The snap, baby.
Oh boy, what's wrong with the snap?
So here's my thing.
What's your beef?
Here's my beef. He gets all the Infinity Stones, right? Then and also one of my favorite lines or exchanges in pretty much that I can think of in a movie, where when Thor like hits him in the chest with the hammer
Oh yeah,
and like pushes it in, and Thanos just goes, "You should have," and he's like, "What?" And he's like, you should have hit me in the head.
Should have aimed for the head.
Yeah, and then he snaps his fingers, and you can see Thor's thinking, "Oh fuck, he's right. I should have just chopped off his head, but I had to be all dramatic-y, hero-y,
Well, of course.
and go for the heart."
Give the guy the last.
Thanos is like, "You
word.
fucking idiot! You should have hit me in the skull, and I'd just be dead." So, but my beef with the snap is that his whole thing is that the snap is supposed to eliminate half of all life in the universe, correct?
I believe so. Yeah.
Okay. So with that logic in mind, if I snapped my fingers and eliminated or killed whatever, half of all life in the universe, that would mean that I would kill half of all the living organisms in the
Thinking
universe,
like trees and plants and all the other stuff.
which would include plants and trees, but it would also
bacteria. And,
But it would also include it wouldn't be plants and trees. It would be their cells.
Yeah.
It would be the living the living parts of the cells. So you wouldn't just have a tree disappear here or a person disappear here. You would have like half people like Rick and Morty Cronenberg's like radioactive melty like crawling around, and then like trees falling because like half their cells fall apart.
That would be a movie that took a turn.
Because people would be like, wait, I
What
thought
the
like
fuck?
half the people were going to die. And they would say, oh, shit.
Half of the people.
He wasn't specific enough. But no, that's the thing, because it would be random.
It's a genie stone.
It's a genie. He would have, because it would be random. So some of the people, probably out of 9 billion people on Earth, however many there would be a handful that were kind of okay, right? Because randomly speaking, you would be like, oh, ow, like I'm itchy now because I'm missing a bunch of cells, but I can survive, right?
Yeah, but I don't know. It's like Infinity Stone rules. So like maybe there's a Soul Stone, right? So maybe like the
it knew
gauntlet
in
just
his
knows
soul?
what has souls and like what doesn't, and just goes off of that.
Or it knew in his soul what he meant.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it's too many easy cop outs.
Yeah.
But I like the point you raised. It
Yeah.
would be an interesting twist.
I would have raised it if I had been in that movie. If I was like a scientist in the movie, I'd be like, wait a minute, what is his plan exactly?
Yeah.
Or is he sure about he should very specifically, because genie rules will do this to you.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Like, so if you don't listen to our podcast normally, we're all about genies. We love a good genie.
Genies are us.
We love a good genie question, and hopefully we'll get Johnny in here later to ask us a genie question, because the whole idea behind a genie is you think you're getting something, but you get something else, right?
Correct.
This is what genies do. And so that's what I was kind of worried when I was watching the movie. I was thinking that when he said like half of all life in the universe, I was like, that could go way worse than he
Where's
thinks.
this gonna go? Yeah.
But I see your point where it could be, well, you identify a soul or an individual organism, like that's just the magic power of the stones or whatever, right?
I guess that would have to be the only
That's fair enough.
realistically fictional explanation.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with that. I don't have a beef with that. That actually makes a lot more sense. But yeah, so he snaps and half the universe is gone. And now we get Endgame, which I guess is the last Avengers movie.
Yes.
Probably. I know it's the last one that Robert Downey Jr. said he's going to do. And
So they're probably going to end up killing him off, I would guess.
I would guess so, yeah. I think he'll probably go kaput. And then, because they're making more movies, like, that's how they know that people are coming back. Like, there's going to be
Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
like he has to come back.
They did that like before going into Infinity
Yeah,
War.
so he has to come back. So
They're
they're
gonna solve it somehow, and
so I guess we're done here.
I guess they'll save everybody.
Yeah,
But I don't
because
know.
why are people making all these shitty YouTube videos
Because
speculating?
they make money off of it.
Do they?
I don't know. Monetized
How much money are these people making?
more than we are.
That's true. Having said that, like, share, and subscribe, please.
Like, share, and subscribe, please. Patreon.
We do have a Patreon.
We do have a Patreon.
Yeah. If you listen this long, you're probably willing to Patreon us.
I would, if I was listening to us for this long.
I mean, I'll go back through and listen when we're done, but yeah. So yeah, I think I'm excited to see Endgame. I think it should be fun.
Yeah. No, it should be. I'm excited.
I'm kind of sad that it's the end, because I was super hyped when the first Iron Man movie came out, which was over 10 years ago now. That was 2008.
I know. That was a really good one. I like that first.
I think that was one of the best Marvel movies, was the first one, because they kind of follow a similar formula in a lot of these movies.
I feel like it peaked when he came out of the cave in his man-made armor that he just created there.
That's pretty dope.
And like he just
That was a
Iron
dope
Man his
suit.
way through all of it.
That was
and
a
I was
baller
very
suit.
disappointed they waited till the end of the movie to play the song Iron Man.
No, I think that was a good call.
Nah.
I like your defense. Nah. No, I think that was a good call because he admits that he's Iron Man. He's like, I am Iron Man. And it's like, all right, time to play the music.
Just play it twice.
No, then it loses its meaning. It has no cachet
He's
then.
not Iron Man if he's just standing there in front of a bunch of people. He's walking out as a metal tank taking fire from.
Yeah, but they don't know that he's Iron Man yet. Because the whole thing is like
I do.
You're not listening. The whole thing is he thinks like you think that it's going to be a shitty superhero thing where it's like, oh, he's in disguise like Superman. Nobody knows that he's Iron Man, but people think that he is. But who really is Iron Man? And he's just like, hey, you know what? Fuck it, I'm Iron Man. And it's like, yeah, that's when you play the music. Because he just goes, oh yeah, screw that whole superhero incognito stereotype. He's like, that's stupid. Yeah, I'm God. Yeah, worship me. It makes so much sense for his character.
Yeah, it does. It does fit his personality.
Yeah,
Tony Stark.
So it's gonna be sad that I guess this is probably our last Tony Stark movie.
Yeah, I would guess so.
Whatever.
I'm over it.
Onward and upward. Yeah, I still have to pay rent, like I said.
I'm sure Tony Stark can afford to pay rent.
Yeah, I'm curious what his plan is going to be because he's starting Avengers Endgame, lost adrift in space with a psychotic cyborg.
Well, I haven't
blue
seen
cyborg.
it yet. We got to get Johnny's take on it, but I'm pretty sure.
What, the trailer?
No, Captain Marvel, because I'm pretty sure she's going to end up being involved with him.
I have so many questions about Captain Marvel.
I do too,
and
we need Johnny on.
We need Johnny to talk about this because I don't know who Captain Marvel is. I don't know where she came from.
I don't know. She's some chick in space. I know.
I know she's been hanging out with young Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah,
because they're able to do that apparently. Yeah. Make Sam J young again, and but where the hell has she been for the last 20 fucking movies?
Probably in another galaxy or something. I don't know.
That's some bullshit, Larry David.
Yeah, it is.
I'm not buying
weird
it.
That she just pops up suddenly.
Yeah, it's like she could have definitely helped them.
But I mean, I'm talking a lot of shit for somebody that hasn't seen this Captain Marvel movie yet.
Yeah, but I'm a consumer. I'm allowed to demand things irrationally out of my movies.
You're
this
right.
is what it's like to be an American.
How could I forget?
Damn it. I'm an American. So, yeah, part of me is kind of excited for that movie, Endgame, but part of me is kind of like, well, I know they're going to win. So, like, Avengers of Infinity War had a very, like, Empire Strikes Back feel to it.
Oh, absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
Where you have the bad guys. That. Yeah. I mean, that's why Empire Strikes Back is the best Star Wars movie.
Oh, I agree.
Because it's awesome.
Yeah, no, it's amazing.
It's awesome. The bad guys just kick ass.
Hoth, you got bad guys just, rolling through, kicking ass, taking names. Protagonist almost dies.
That's why, he loses his hand.
It's fucked up.
Another guy gets frozen.
Some psychological shit dropped on him.
That's why, in the new trilogy, the new Star Wars trilogy, it's so funny how they tried to do the same thing with the second one.
Oh yeah,
was that The Force Awakens? Is that the one? The Last Jedi.
The Last Jedi, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, The Last Jedi. That's the second one, and it just sucks.
Yeah, it's not.
It just kind of sucks. But they do the same thing where like, oh, the good guys are gonna get their asses kicked. It's like, well, why'd you say it like that? Well, because it's gonna be good.
Did you see Rogue One?
Oh, it's better than saying it like this, bitch. Oh. Mickey, you didn't hear that.
No.
We're sorry, Mickey.
Mickey, please.
Mickey, don't shut us down.
No.
What? Oh my God, the lights are dimming. Mickey's listening.
Oh my God. All right, let's.
Could you imagine?
Let's not talk about. Let's not impersonate Mickey.
Yeah, let's not impersonate.
Did you see Rogue One?
Mickey's our friend, by the way. He bears no resemblance to any cartoon mice.
No.
Our friend Mickey. He's huge. He's like 7 feet tall.
Tremendous individual.
He just has a really high pitched voice.
Yeah.
It's really weird.
Yeah, he's a nice.
I think he was raised as castrati or something.
You think so?
I mean, I don't know why he talks like that.
Well, maybe he just chooses to.
Anyways.
It's 2019, Joe.
What movie were you talking about?
Did you see that Star Wars Rogue One movie?
That was a good movie.
I really liked that.
Except for those fucking CGI people.
Yeah, that was a little weird.
Like they got they CGI'd what's his name? The old guy.
The commander.
The Grand Moff Tarkin or whatever his name is. I still think
weird, man.
They should have just gotten fucking what's his name? Tywin Lannister to play him.
They should.
He would have been perfect.
He would have been really good.
He would have been fucking perfect. But they're like, no, let's CGI it. And then they CGI'd Carrie Fisher with her fake fucking teeth. That was so funny when Luke figured that out. Like Carrie Fisher has fake teeth.
Oh no.
In the new Star Wars movie. Use the Force, Luke.
But do you remember the ending to the Rogue One?
They all die.
They all die. Because it ends with the 4, I think. Episode 4, doesn't it? Isn't Darth Vader just like killing people on the ship?
Oh, it does. It ends with
He's
that
just
scene.
slicing up people. That's amazing.
I like that.
love it.
I love how they redid that scene. They're just like, yeah, let's just do it again.
Yeah,
It's pretty
no,
baller.
It's amazing.
But they also, the theory behind Rogue One, why they made Rogue One,
Was it just as a connector? Why?
because it explains why there's no minorities in A New Hope, because they all died in the end of Rogue One.
Oh my god.
Think about it, right?
Yeah.
It's like the all the non-white people were on that planet fighting, and they all died. And then, because A New Hope, you're literally on a white ship full of white people.
Yeah. You got me there, I guess. I didn't look into it that deeply.
I mean, this is just what they say on Reddit.
Oh, if you read it on Reddit, yeah, it's got to be true.
You know, that's where it's at. That's where the information is. That's where the truth lies. But I thought that was a funny connection.
See some
to make.
funky theories out there for everything on like movies in general, superhero
On Reddit?
movies. Yeah.
What is Reddit saying about Avengers Endgame? You're our youth correspondent. What's the skinny?
Avengers
What's the
Endgame?
Yeah, what are they
What's
saying?
the skinny?
yeah? What are they
The
saying?
skinny.
Yeah. What are they saying? What are they saying about this newfangled film, the newfangled cinema,
Well,
3D?
like I said, I haven't seen Infinity War since it came out, and I've only really seen internet stuff. And it's kind of weird that the whole movie's just become a meme in my mind.
Because of Thanos' ball chin.
Yeah, and every other scene's just been done to death.
You know, there's he did an interview. Who was it? Josh Brolin, who does
think so,
Thanos'
yeah.
voice. He did an interview on, I don't know, Stephen Colbert or some shit like that last year. And whoever it is, I don't know if it's Stephen Colbert, but whoever it is has him read Trump tweets
Oh no.
as Thanos. It's great.
We're going to build a wall.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Oh no.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty good. So, yeah, Endgame, I think it'll be all right. I don't know if it will be the best Marvel movie, but
Well, I really liked Infinity War, so it's going to be kind of tough to play up against Endgame. So I don't know though. I mean, they set a lot up though, and I don't know what for sure is going to happen. I have some ideas, but I feel like they could go in any direction with it. I feel like they could pull out some crazy time traveling shit. Or
well, the whole thing that everybody has already identified is that clearly, what's his name? The time traveler guy. I'm so bad at this.
the time travel guy.
Doctor Strange.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, I'm tired.
It's all good.
Doctor Strange. He has a whole plan.
Well, yeah, he says it at the end. He's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, Tony. It was the only way."
Well, he
or
also
something.
says earlier in the movie that he very directly that I will sacrifice both you and that child, Spider-Man child, to save the time stone. And Tony Stark's like, "Holy shit, dude, calm down." And then later on, he says, "Oh, don't kill Tony Stark. I'll give you the stone." And then he tells him, "Oh, it was the only way." But he doesn't say what the only way was.
Well, he also, for those that didn't see it, he goes through and watches all the potential outcomes.
and there's only 14 million. That doesn't seem like a lot.
Is it 14 million?
It's 14,600,000 and something.
That's still a lot.
Not really.
Imagine sitting down and counting to 14 million.
Dude, I could do
wouldn't, you'd
14
die.
million things right now.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
I was just about to kick you in the balls.
That's one.
I was just about to kick you in one ball.
That's one.
That's two different options.
An A ball?
Yeah.
Okay, you got me at two. All right. You only have 13,000,000.9888.
Slap you in one ball.
I only have two balls, Joe. I don't know how many balls you're going to kick.
That's why I switched to slapping. But yeah, I don't think it's enough possibilities.
Yeah, Avengers.
But they don't specify what they mean by, oh, there's only one way to win. What does it mean to win?
I don't know.
Like,
What's Doctor Strange's definition of winning?
that's what I mean. Does it mean, oh, Thanos, everything returns to normal, Thanos is destroyed, and, oh, none of the heroes die? Or does win mean, well, some of the heroes are still going to die? That's a best case scenario. Like, oh, you lose Tony Stark, but Thanos is destroyed and Tony Stark's willing to sacrifice himself. That's what I think.
It's probably going to be something like a couple,
Yeah.
if at all a couple, only Tony Stark are going to have to sacrifice themselves over the course of it or at the end, and it's going to stop Thanos or whoever the villain is and reverse it so everybody else comes back.
That's
be something.
That's my prediction, because the way that Doctor Strange says it is he says, because Tony Stark says, "Why'd you do that? Like, why would you do that?" and he apologizes. He says that he's sorry, but it was the only way. And if that was his plan, was just like, oh, it'll be fine, it'll work out, then he would just say like, we have to do this. But he says like, I'm sorry, it was the only way. Because I think what he's really saying is that he's gonna sacrifice Tony Stark. That's what I think is going to happen.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I'm putting money on it. I'm taking bets. You want to put down $5?
No, because it sounds like it's going to happen.
It's 5-1 odds. So if you put down,
all right, listeners, if you put $5 towards that Patreon,
nope, none of what he's saying is true. But go ahead.
All right, never mind.
No, go ahead.
No, it's fine.
No, I just have to disclaimer it. Do you know what happens when we make promises on this podcast? Luke winds up jumping up and down in a frog suit on a 10-year-old live cam.
You're saying that like it's a bad thing.
Yeah, that's a good point. Go ahead. Continue what you were saying. Now that you mention it, when you put it that way.
I was going to say if...
Yeah, you got nothing.
I got nothing. I was going to say something, but it wouldn't make sense. I was going to say if it came true and like one of the listeners guessed the right thing, Luke would have to go see Endgame in a frog suit. But it's not going to know until after it's come out.
Yeah, but he could still go see Endgame in a frog suit.
Okay, so we can still do this.
Yeah, but we need a way better deal than that.
All right, well, let's brainstorm here.
All right, how about if you donate $1 million on Patreon?
$1 million a month.
No, if you donate $100 on Patreon, Luke will wear a frog suit to go see Endgame.
That's reasonable.
That's pretty good.
That's good.
That's pretty good. I like that. Or if you donate $100 a month, monthly, Luke will still do that.
He'll do it twice.
I don't know about that. That's a bit much.
$100 a month?
Yeah, but they could cancel after a month.
Well, he'll go the second month.
He'll go every month that $100 shows up in our Patreon account.
Well, if they want to do it that way, $100 a month. That's a pretty good deal.
I mean,
it's like $15 ticket.
Or just donate $1 a month. We'll take that too.
Okay, we'll take that. Yeah.
And then nobody has to wear frog suits. Luke made a promise accidentally on the podcast once that he would wear. I forget what it was. It wasn't even a good deal. I think he just said, if anybody's listening and you buy me a frog suit, I'll wear it.
Yeah,
I'll wear it on the podcast. And then
why was it a frog suit?
I have no. We were talking about turtles or something, like turtles all the way down, and Luke started talking about frogs and.
Okay, it's business as usual.
Anyways, long story short, I get a tweet. And it's this guy who says, well, it's a good friend of ours, Mr. Duluth Atheist on Twitter.
Great guy.
He's awesome. I love Duluth Atheist. And he says, yeah, so what's your address? I bought the frog suit. And I tweet him back like, what? And then he sends me a link to it.
Oh, no.
And I say, oh, shit. And then Luke goes,
wow.
I'm not sending my address. And I'm like, well, I'm not sending mine. It's your deal. So long story short, Luke wound up with a frog suit at his house.
Wow. Okay.
And he wore it on the podcast.
Duluth Atheist. Wow.
We actually recorded it and put it up on YouTube. So there is a YouTube clip of, and it was funny too. It wound up being like, it wasn't even an episode that made sense that he wore it for. He wound up wearing it on our plastics pollution episode or something about like global plastic pollution in the oceans.
Showing how pollution affects frogs.
And he's just like, and he does like a frog dance. So,
God.
Yeah, we keep to our promises. So be careful making promises for us. There's also a promise on one of our drunk tanks. So if you sign up on Patreon, which there's a link down below, wherever you're listening to this, allegedly. And if you sign up on Patreon, you get access to our drunk tanks, which are which will be after this as we keep drinking and talking.
Naturally.
But Luke promised a few weeks ago on one of them that something, if they listen and hear this and they answer a question, they tweet us the answer, he would send them a Thunk Tank official mug. And I pointed out, Luke, we don't have Thunk Tank official mugs. And he pointed out, well, I'll make one if somebody goes through the work of doing that. And I pointed out, okay, good luck with all that. So that's all a thing. If you want an official Thunk Tank mug in the first one, there's a way to do that. But you
gotta find it. You gotta earn it.
Well, you can just sign up on Patreon, $1 a month.
Oh,
that's nothing. $1 a month.
$1 a month's cheap.
You know what $1 a month gets you today?
Thunk Tank Podcast Patreon subscription, apparently.
Doesn't get you into Avengers Endgame, that's for sure.
No.
And I would say our production values are relatively.
Well, we've given you more than 2 hours and 40 minutes over the course of.
We've probably given you much more than the Avengers movies have.
Quantity.
In terms of quantity,
Quantitatively,
yes, correct.
sure.
Quantitatively, absolutely. But we also put in a lot less work.
Ah.
I would say a fair amount to mostly way less work. But yeah, so I don't know where they go from here with Endgame. I think they have further movies scheduled, but I don't know if they have Avengers movies scheduled or.
I don't think there's any more Avenger movies.
I mean, this might be it. This might be what you do for now, and something you reboot. Years down the road. Focus on other
They
things.
might explore like the other heroes.
Well, they're going to reboot X-Men. I'm sure
Yeah.
that's going to be the new thing. But I don't know if I'm going to be into that. A lot of people, a lot of fans, they kind of jump on the next thing. And with a lot of genres, I'm sort of done with them when I'm done with them. Like The Walking Dead, when that got bad, I'm done with zombies, man.
Yeah.
I'm out.
Turned off zombies.
Well, that's not true. I read the comics because the comics are pretty great.
Oh.
But like the whole zombie genre, like, I would watch a zombie movie.
You guys should do a
years
zombie
back.
episode.
It's so overdone.
Yeah,
It's so cliched at this point. Everything that you can do with zombies has pretty much been done, and that's probably not true. But every time I see something new about zombies, it's either the same old shit or it's like, oh, let's try to be clever, and then they do something horrible, and I think to myself, this is not worth our time.
Yeah.
And by our time, I mean everyone's time.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Long story short, I'm excited for Avengers Endgame.
Me too. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah,
Interesting.
should be good.
Soon. Check it out when it comes out for sure. If you're listening,
Why are you pushing it?
because it's going to be great, and I don't have any stocks in it or anything. If that's what you're talking about.
Yeah. Well, I wanted to ask you this as because I guess we can start to wrap it up now here.
Yeah.
What we were talking about this earlier, and I'm very curious what you think. What would be if you could choose one of the Marvel heroes' superpowers to have in the real world? What would you choose?
That's a good question.
You can pick any of them from the major Marvel movies.
Yeah, only the major ones.
Yeah, in the cinematic universe. Like you can't say like, oh,
I don't know.
there's an old Spider-Man movie from.
Yeah.
I'm not even counting the older Spider-Man movies.
Yeah.
Anything from Iron Man on.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess I'd go with like Thor. We were talking.
Well, you could
about
be a
that
bad
earlier.
guy too. You could choose a bad guy superpower.
Yeah, but I don't
Okay.
know. Are there really that?
You go
many
with Thor?
cool bad guy superpowers? I'm just not thinking of one.
You could be Green Lantern.
Isn't he gay?
What? I don't know. Why would I know that? Is he?
I remember that came out. Yeah, like years ago. It was like all over the news.
That's not a superpower.
I know, but it was weird that was like a news story, right? It's like, why
Well,
does
that's
it
like-
matter?
There's a petition apparently, according to some website. This is a horrible source of information.
According to a website.
That
I so read.
Apparently, well, I believe that this is definitely probably true. There's a petition, an online petition going around right now to make the Joker gay.
What?
Yeah, I don't know what that means. Because apparently, in like older comics or something, his character is gay, and people want.
Well, yeah, because he's probably a clown and he's happy. Yeah, that's what gay meant.
I mean, yeah, it checks out to me. I'm convinced. But there's like an online petition to make him gay again.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, like I couldn't care less.
Like I'm not watching that movie for that.
Well, I'm not watching Batman movies anymore. Like the most recent Batman movie,
too.
I refuse. Like I said, I didn't see the third one, and I refuse to see the Ben
Batfleck?
Affleck
You
one.
haven't seen the Batflecks?
Yeah, I'm not paying. I'm not giving him money. Are you kidding me? You're gonna buy his shoes? I think not.
Honestly, I forgot about them the entire episode until we just started talking about them.
What?
Batfleck. I forgot it existed.
Because it's a nightmare. You
terrible. I was thinking about the Dark Knight. I was like, oh,
Did you
man,
see
those
it?
are good Batman movies. No,
You didn't see it? No. Nobody did.
nobody did.
Why would you?
Well, actually, I watched Justice League like half on a plane. The person
I did the same
person
thing.
next to me was watching it.
The person in the row in front of me had it on, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm not ordering this." And I'm like, I'll just kind of watch it like halfway through the
Okay,
seat.
you know?
That's actually a great way to watch really weird movies that are confusing. Just be like, well, I'll keep trying to fall asleep on a
It
plane.
was in the middle of the Atlantic. And I was
Yeah.
just watching it. I was like,
And you're just like, oh, let me just like peek in every now and then. I saw a weird movie about a guy in like he was in like a health clinic, and turned out that the head doctor was Satan. And like they kept feeding him snakes and they pulled out his teeth. It was a really weird movie, but I couldn't hear any of it, and I could only see it between the rows of seats because it was like right there.
Yeah.
So I was just kind of like halfway watching it. And I was like, "What the fuck is this movie?"
Man, subtitles would help a lot right now.
The guy tries to
Maybe.
escape on a bike, and then it turns out, oh no, your doctor,
And you have no idea
the
what
head
the name of
doctor
it
is
was.
Satan. He drowns in like a fish tank. Like it's a weird movie.
You have no idea what the name of it was.
No idea whatsoever. If I tried to Google that, Google would be like, I gotta take a shit.
Some weird fucking movies, man. You ever see The Shape
Yeah.
of Water
Oh, that might be it.
with the fish man?
Wait, does he get fed snakes?
No, he bangs a girl.
I think you're thinking of any South Park episode.
Oh god, no, that movie was fucking weird.
No, I've never seen
It
that.
was bizarre. It's just this fish man. He's just like the thing from the Black Lagoon kind of style fish man. He's just very scary
Yeah.
looking, and like
This is
this
horrifying
mute
already.
lady just like gets involved with him because she works.
Oh, so
in, like,
she's
this-
on mute, even if the movie's on mute?
Yeah, and
Okay.
she works in like this crazy underground, like kind of like genetic facility where they just test things. And they found this fish man, so they have him, and she develops like a romantic relationship
All
with
right,
him.
we need to stop
And
here.
it's madness. Yeah, it's you can guess surmise the rest of it. It's
I
very
won't.
bizarre. I wish I could just not think about it anymore.
So you would pick Thor as a
Sure, yeah.
yeah.
I don't know. I feel like it'd be the most fun.
Well, Thor would be a lot of responsibility though.
Would it?
Yeah, because you would constantly be thinking, "Oh, I could save the world."
Yeah, it's something to do.
Wouldn't you rather have a sandwich and take a nap?
I could do that anyway.
No, you can't. You're
Yeah,
Thor.
I can. I just don't think
I
about
don't know.
it.
Power changes people.
All right, so what do you think, Mister Not Thor?
Well, so it depends on how we define superpower. Because if I pick somebody like Tony Stark, does that mean that I'm just a super
You
genius?
just have a metal heart.
Oh, I get the metal heart too.
Well, that's his power.
But I also get his genius, so I could make like an Iron Man suit then.
If you want, if you have the money. Do you have the money?
That's a good question. Is that part of his?
No.
Does that count
You
as
just
part
have
of his
powers.
superpowers?
You don't have his wealth.
But that's like saying then Thor, you don't get the hammer. You're just Thor.
All right, so I gotta re-choose the superhero. then.
I was gonna make you a horrific offer to get the hammer, and then my mind blanked. I was like something about having sex with Dick Cheney,
Okay,
but I
mean,
couldn't finish
what
the
would
thought.
you do to become Thor to save the planet? Would you have sex with Dick Cheney?
No,
What about Alex Jones on a life raft?
that was our last episode. Maybe I don't know when we're
Just
posting this.
link
But,
that there. Yeah.
no, this is why I said I chose Iron Man, so I wouldn't have to bang Dick Cheney.
All right. Then how about like Spider-Man?
Bang Spider-Man?
No,
Oh,
I
okay.
meant his superpowers. But you could bang Spider-Man if you want.
I would bang his superpowers.
Bang his superpowers?
Isn't that what you
Bang
just
him
said?
for superpowers? No, it's not.
Oh, that's a
anything
good
I
question. Which Marvel hero would you bang for their superpowers?
said. Do I just steal them from banging them, or do they have them still after? Is it?
They have them still
Is that how they
after.
pass it on?
They
How does that work?
They have them still after, but they have to take a huge dump.
What?
Like it
on,
knocks
on me?
No, it takes them like half an hour, and then they're just done for the day. No, like after like you guys have sex, like after you hook up.
What does that have to do with me?
I mean, it's just part of the psychological trauma you have to deal with.
Would they have to take a dump?
Yeah,
What? That has no impact on me.
it's nightmarish
But what? Why is it affecting me?
because this is also what you're doing. Like you're not only
Oh, I also have to do that.
no, that's just the effect. Like
I have to take a shit for 30 minutes.
no, they do.
So why does that matter to
Because
me?
wouldn't you feel bad if
No.
I said like, oh Tommy, you could have $10, but that guy worked like cutting
the
the
guy
grass
that
over
gave
there.
me the superpowers, well, apparently he can't fucking keep himself from shitting for 30 minutes, so maybe I could do a better job than he can.
But that's your fault. You caused that.
yeah, so, now this is better because there's at
Yeah,
least
see, this
two
is
of
why I
us.
don't trust you with Thor powers.
No, because I could do just as good of a job, and he
Oh my
could do
God.
a best good job whenever he's not taking a shit for 30 minutes. So
Yeah,
if
but how do
anything,
you know you're not going to get
it's
Genie
still
right back?
2 Thors minus 30 minutes of shitting twice a day, I guess.
Oh, so you think it's
an
for the
hour of
greater
shitting?
good?
Absolutely, utilitarianism.
Okay, I see. Okay, fair enough. So you would bang Thor then?
Do I get the hammer?
You mean, yeah, define hammer.
I was gonna let you figure that one out. Yeah.
Sure, you get the hammer. Yeah, no, that's how you get the hammer. You can either have the superpowers, just the Thor superpowers, but if you hook up with Thor, you also get a hammer, and you're not taking his hammer. Actually, you know what? Fuck it. You have to take his hammer.
I have to take his hammer.
I mean, whatever. You get a hammer. That's what matters. But you have to have sex with Thor.
Who's some other superheroes?
I feel like that's not a worst case scenario.
No, it's not terrible. I
as
guess,
a straight
but,
as a heterosexual male, I'm like, that's not
it's worst, I guess.
Yeah,
you know?
the Green Goblin. Fuck that shit.
No.
I don't want that superpower.
No.
Yeah, no, thank you.
Fuck. Well, what power would you want?
Yeah. Now I'm just thinking
The Aquaman.
I do not want to bang Aquaman. Also, he's not.
You don't want to bang Khal Drogo?
He's not. He's not a Marvel hero.
He's not?
No, he's DC Comics.
Capcom. Fuck.
He's in the fucking the shitty Avengers. What are they called? Justice League.
Justice League. The one I watched on the plane.
That's wait. Yeah, I also definitely like I said, I saw part of that on the plane. But yeah, I would have to rethink that then because like there's some really good looking Avengers.
So you're gonna bang Tony Stark?
I just said
he's gonna ask you to put a mask of himself on you when he's banging you.
That's kind of ideal actually, because I wouldn't mind banging Iron Man.
No, he's gonna put a mask of himself on you.
Oh God, a Tony Stark mask, like not an Iron Man mask.
Banging himself, yeah.
Is he?
No, not an Iron. No,
is he in an Iron Man suit?
I don't know. Do you want him to be?
No, you'd kill me.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, crush you.
Dear God.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is why I'm saying I'd have.
It's Iron Man from the waist up.
I don't know how to console that fact with my brain functionings. That's kind of like how Khal Drogo is fish from the waist down.
Oh God.
I said too many words in that sentence.
Joe, stick to Marvel.
Has nothing to do with any of this.
Oh God.
Yeah, so I don't know. Yeah, I probably bang Thor for that.
Bang Thor. All right, so we're both banging Thor for Thor's superpowers.
Yeah.
And he has to take a shit for 30 minutes a day. Twice a day. So maybe like an hour.
That wasn't the deal.
That wasn't the deal?
No. It was just once. It was a one-time consequence.
Oh, he doesn't do it every day?
No.
Oh, what the fuck? Of course I'm going to do that. What are you, crazy?
Fair enough. And I think we've done enough damage here for one episode.
Yeah, so the Avengers. Great movie.
Well, that fucking
Gonna
devolved.
be even a better movie.
And
yeah.
Yeah, so what are your final predictions in
My
general?
final predictions?
Yeah. In terms of anything, what's going to happen?
Some really predictable stuff's going to happen.
Yeah,
Maybe some
like they're gonna
curveballs
win.
they're going to throw. And just to kind of mix it up. Maybe some bittersweet stuff. A few superheroes are going to die. Probably the ones that their whole kind of, I guess, marketing's running towards an end.
Yeah.
They're not making that much money anymore, so they'll probably try to kill off heroes that way.
God, that's probably a factor for sure.
Yeah. It's sad to say, but that's probably the truth. But I don't know. I think it's going to be a really good movie. I think there's going to be some surprises, sure. And yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing it soon. Couple weeks, few weeks.
Yeah, I think. Well, I think
Marvel
like a month.
Movie, new Game of Thrones, a lot of new stuff coming out.
Oh, Game of Thrones.
Yeah, I'm excited.
I'm so excited to get that over with. I've been having a lot of Game of Thrones nightmares lately.
They're coming. That's why.
And they're all like, all right. So when I say this, I mean like legit like nightmares.
Oh God.
And I've probably had way too many than what is healthy, considering that I think that the final season isn't going to. I mean, I think it will be okay, but like the last couple seasons haven't been nearly as good as the first 5, the 6 and 7 seasons.
They're playing to the masses now.
Yeah, and they also don't have the book material. You know, there's a lot of factors, and there's some good stuff, but it's just not as good. And anyways, so I've probably had in the last year like 5 or 6 Game of Thrones nightmares.
Scary.
It's a problem at this point.
White Walker witch kind of nightmares?
They're all about White Walker apocalypses, and sometimes I'm not even in Game of Thrones. Sometimes like the other night, this was either
out the window and there's a White Walker.
Dude, it was either last night. No, I'm always in a fantasy world. It was either last night or the night before. I was in King's Landing, and it was something about like Cersei was trying to turn butter into gold or some shit with her alchemists, and
I remember that episode.
And then some White Walkers came, but they were in disguise, like just weird White Walker nightmares. And then I had another one where I was at Helm's Deep, but they turned it to an amusement park, like a tourist attraction, because it was hundreds of years later, like after Lord of the Rings, and so they thought, oh yeah, turn this into a fucking theme park, like whatever. And there was carnival rides and shit, and then like fucking White Walkers showed up. They came through a portal, like an inner book portal, and started fucking shit up, and we had to band together and
Book portal.
yeah, we had to band together and fight the White Walkers on like in Helm's Deep. That was actually pretty cool.
That sounds pretty cool.
But most of the time,
I'd watch that.
Most of the time, it's just horrifying. It's just White Walkers because they always win in my nightmares. They
Oh,
always
God,
win.
really?
They always win. We never beat them. It's always like I either die or I escape. But it's like, all right, I'm gonna die eventually. The White
Just
Walkers
pushing
won.
me off the inevitable.
Yeah,
They got to come out with a machine that can read people's dreams.
yeah. I really wanted. So
I really
anybody who
hope I
knows
live
anything
to
about
see
dreams
that,
right now is thinking like, oh, that guy has
Do an episode on dreams.
some severe anxiety, repressed whatever issues, right? Maybe we'll do that in the future. But anyways,
Yeah.
so.
what are your final thoughts on Infinity War and the upcoming Endgame?
Oh, I think Endgame is going to be terrific. I think it's going to be fantastic, stellar, the best. No, I think it's going to be fun. I mean, I'm looking to like see a movie, enjoy it, and I'm kind of more sad because like I've enjoyed the Marvel movies. I thought some were better than others, but to me, I feel like this is the end. Like I can't see myself continuing to go to Marvel movies after this. It's much like sort of after The Force Awakens, the first one, the first new Star Wars movie. I was like, I think I'm done. Like I saw that and I thought, I'm not. This is just Disney big money machine right now. Oh God. And I thought, like, I don't want to see these movies anymore. Like, I didn't see the new Han Solo movie.
I didn't see that one.
I'm probably not going to see the third one, the third
I
trilogy
will.
one. I'm done. I'm done with that franchise. It's so far removed from what it was, and
That's true.
that's fine. Like a series or a franchise needs to grow and needs to change, but if you
Not
don't change
interested.
with it, like if it doesn't vibe with you, go on to the next thing. You gotta move on sometimes. So with that said,
Yeah, let's wrap this up right under an hour.
well, not with the intro. It'll be over an hour, but also I'm probably gonna have to edit some of this.
All right. No, it's fine.
I mean, I don't know about any of that. You heard about my White Walker nightmare, so.
It's fine. It's not like we all don't have White Walker nightmares.
Well, I think we're
going
going to do a Game of Thrones episode next week because that's
So you don't want to spoil that during Nightmare?
no, that's important to do because the final season's coming. So, anyways, thanks for listening,
Yeah, thanks for listening.
and we would like to
hope you
hear.
enjoyed it.
Yeah, please comment with your own predictions.
Yeah,
Please comment with everything we said wrong because we definitely got a lot of facts wrong.
get some thunk corrections our way.
Yeah, send us some thumb corrections, and but like, share, and subscribe, and like we said, share your thoughts if you have ideas on predictions on what you think might happen. Other than that, thanks again. We'll see you
Signing out.
next time.
Yeah.